Hello and welcome to Brand X Reviews. Today I'm going to be talking about the newly released, if I can get the focus in, the newly released record, The Best of Bond, James Bond 007. This is a compilation record. I did a video about a year ago talking about the release of this when it had been announced. Obviously, along with the release of No Time to Die, this was supposed to be a tie-in with that movie, but the film got delayed and so did this record as well. So that was late 2020, by the way. So I'm talking about that delay. Anyway, so let's have a quick look. I'm going to get into the specifics of the thing. First off, just for context, I am a big James Bond fan. It's my favourite thing. I wouldn't say know-it-all when it comes to the music, but I know what I'm talking about. So I will try to use my knowledge here to get into some specifics. As a collector, I'm a record collector as well. I do have all of the soundtracks that I can get my hands on anyway. Some of the ones from GoldenEye onwards are a bit difficult to get hold of, but I've got all of the James Bond soundtrack albums on record up to and including License to Kill. And then after that point, it gets a little bit kind of patchy in terms of which ones you can actually get. So obviously, all of the Daniel Craig ones are available. Even No Time to Die got released recently as well, the soundtrack to that. I haven't played that one yet, but I will be doing a review once I have done. The only one that you can't get from the Daniel Craig films, as far as I'm aware, is Quantum of Solace, because I did a review of this last year or the year before, Casino Royale, then Skyfall, there's a few different versions of that one, and then Spectre, there's quite a few different versions of that. So obviously I'm talking about the compilation album here. Anyway, well, let's have a quick look at the inside of the thing first. Now, this is a sleeve. I've re-sleeved this thing. Although it is a 3 LP set, it's not too fat. So you can generally fit it into one of these fairly standard outer plastic protective sleeves fairly easily, depending on the ones that you're using. But I use these just for my normal records. These aren't specifically ones for thicker records, and it fits in quite comfortably as well. Obviously, I've used the hype sticker. I cut that out, and then I just kind of slid it in there just for aesthetic reasons. But anyway, I'm going to take it out, and we'll have a look at the inside packaging. So this is the inner sleeve. I'll just take this out of the equation. This didn't come with it, obviously. I added this. So this is the actual record. What I've done is, because there's 3 records, I've just kind of prepared it. So you do get one of these. I'm not going to turn this around because it's got the download code, which I don't want to give to the internet. So I'll just get that out of the way. What I've done is the record, I've just pulled one of the records out just to kind of have it prepared. The way this works, if I can just kind of pan out a little bit, it folds this way in 3 ways. You get one record goes in there. The second record goes inside here. And the third record, which I've got out, fits inside there. So let's have a quick look at the actual record itself. There's a few different versions of this. I think Amazon do their own exclusive one. It was a coloured one. I think it was gold. I'm not fussed when it comes to coloured records. It was extra £10, and I wasn't bothered about that at all in the slightest. It's just a gimmick, really. So this is the label artwork as it appears on each one. So you can see there, that's how that's laid out, just in case you were curious. There were no issues playing this, no inner groove distortion that I picked up on. I have a pretty good record player with an Autophon 2M Red, which tends to minimise inner groove distortions anyway, but not always. And there wasn't anything that I picked up on this, so that's on a positive note, all puns aside. Now the plastic sleeves, I'm just giving away what I was about to say. The paper sleeves on these are only paper on the outside. They have an inner layer of plastic, so that's good, because a lot of the time you get these cheap-ass paper sleeves. Regardless how much you've spent on the record, you can get a really super deluxe record, and it comes with cheap-ass paper inner sleeves, which are annoying. Some people say that the paper can leave scuffs on the record, like scratches. I don't know about that, it's paper, but it can leave flakes of paper in the record grooves, which is a factor, and it's quite visible as well sometimes, so I hate when they do that. So it was great that I haven't had to swap out the inner sleeves with these, because the ones that it's come with are pretty adequate. It's also good for static as well, keeping static to a minimum when you get these plastic ones as well, allegedly anyway. So I'll take that out of the equation as well. So let's have a look at the artwork. Kind of gave you a bit of a look before. It's a little bit lacking maybe when it comes to artwork. There's no sort of photographs from any of the films or anything like that. I know they've done that with previous compilation records of James Bond themes. So in terms of the artwork, it's very basic. That's the only negative that I'll really say about this. I mean, obviously you've got this kind of generic gun barrel logo there, but that's pretty much it. I'll just show you the wording as well. I mean, you can always pause this if there's anything specifically you want to see. Don't know if it's in focus or not, but you can see which records are which sides they're all included on, that kind of thing, and then you've got some extra information here as well. Now, in terms of anything else that comes with it, let's just have a quick look. There wasn't anything else extra that's kind of slid in here, so that's pretty much all you get. The only thing I haven't shown you right now is the back of the thing, so let's turn this over. So I'm just going to use this last bit of the video just to talk about the actual tracks as well, just in case you've got any concerns, because whenever they've done these in the past, there's been a number of things that have been a bit annoying with them, which is why I don't really own a lot of these compilation CDs or records or whatever. Hell, I used to even have some of these on tape back in the day as well, I seem to remember. But what is good about this is that it does include every song, non-excluded, from all of the films. These are well, I say the full versions. There are some that aren't the extended versions, but that's to me that's preferable. They're just the standard versions that are the most commonly played ones, I suppose we would call it that way. There are none of these that are orchestral versions, because sometimes you get albums, not just Bond, but you sometimes get like best of, and it'll have some of the best tracks will be like a live version or a demo or something, and you're like, hang on a minute. So all positive, each one of these tracks, going through each one. I'll just start in order anyway. So you've got the James Bond theme, obviously that's the Monty Norman one that appeared in Dr. No, that's track number 1. It's just the classic James Bond theme as it appeared in that film. That was over the opening title credits, so that is the Bond theme. Some people could say that maybe like Jump Up or Underneath the Mango Tree should be on there. No, it shouldn't. That's not the Bond theme from the film. That's just a song that happens to be in the film. They haven't gone down that rabbit hole, possibly with an exception I'll get to shortly. Obviously From Russia with Love by Matt Monro, Goldfinger, Shirley Bassey, Thunderball, Tom Jones, You Only Live Twice by Nancy Sinatra. Standard versions of each one. It's nothing I would say they're good or bad. It's just they are what they are. I mean, it's good because they're good songs, but there you go. On Her Majesty's Secret Service. This is the interesting one. It's a bit of an anomaly, I suppose, but that's just the nature of the film and the music. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, it's the classic theme from the film, as you would imagine it is. Then it's got We Have All the Time in the World. Now, that's a bit of an anomaly because that's not the theme of the film in the sense of that's what plays in the opening credits. But having said that, it is a song, whereas the On Her Majesty's Secret Service theme is just kind of the score that happens to be in the opening credits. So I guess to satisfy everybody, you've got the Louis Armstrong song that features in the film. Might not be the Bond theme in the traditional sense, but I think it deserves to be on there, to be honest. Then just kind of going on from there, it's each one as they would normally appear. Let's have a look. The Man with the Golden Gun is just the standard version. I know there's like an alternate version of that appears in the end credits of the movie, but that's not what you've got here. It's just a standard version. Nobody Does It Better. Moonraker is just the standard one that appears. It's kind of like a disco, kind of funky version that appears in the closing credits of that movie. That's not the version we've got here. For Your Eyes Only, All Time High, View to a Kill. Now, some of these, there are extended versions. There's an extended version of View to a Kill. It's not that, it's just a normal version. License to Kill and GoldenEye also have extended versions where the opening of the song kind of like leads into the song as it appears in the film. These are just the standard versions, they're not the extended ones, which I kind of like because I don't really like those extended like openings to those two songs. But anyway, Tomorrow Never Dies by Sheryl Crow. Obviously it doesn't include the song Surrender by K.D. Lang. In my opinion, that would have been a better Bond theme, but the Sheryl Crow one is perfectly good as well. But ultimately, it was a Sheryl Crow one that they went with, so that's what's featured here. The World Is Not Enough by Garbage, Die Another Day by Madonna. You Know My Name. I think there's a few different versions of that song that I've heard with some subtle differences, but this is the standard one. That's pretty much it, really. The rest of them are all standard. So I know I've used the word standard quite a lot here. So pretty much all I've got to say. Really good record, and I'm glad that I got this. One other thing I will say, actually, is that it's great that this actually came out to tie in with No Time to Die, and it does actually feature that as well, because a lot of the time, I don't know if it's been every time, but every time that I can remember, whenever a Bond film has come out and they've released one of these kind of albums with all the themes on, in my recollection, they've not always, well, they've never included the most recent song for whatever reason that is. Now, there might be an exception, but if there is, I don't know of it. Maybe let me know in the comments. But, like, for example, when The World Is Not Enough came out, there was a tie-in record, CD with that back in 99. In fact, I actually knew the girl that did the modelling for the cover art on that. Actually, I went to school with her. She was all painted in gold. And that didn't, for example, feature The World Is Not Enough by Garbage when that came out, and it tied in with that movie. But it's great that this, maybe it's because they've had time to add it because of the fact that the film got delayed, I don't know, but it includes No Time to Die, so that's great. Otherwise, I would have had like that, and then I've had to kind of keep this with it as an anomaly, I suppose. Whatever. So that's pretty much my review. Like I say, really happy with this. I've done some reviews of the film No Time to Die. I've done a spoiler review and a non-spoiler review on the channel. So if you want to check that out, I will be doing a review shortly. Well, I plan to do one of the soundtrack LP for the movie as well. So, in fact, I could be wrong. It's something I said before, that there was a gold version of this that was on Amazon. I think I'm actually wrong. I think it was... there was a gold version of No Time to Die that you could get off Amazon. I don't remember, actually, now that I think about it, if there was a gold version of this. So, a bit of a factual error there that was contained earlier in the video. Hope I've managed to clear that up. And on that note, I will leave it there and say thank you very much for watching. After much speculation, I can confirm it is coming this October. No, not him. The 9th annual Brand X Reviews Halloween Special series will be dropping in late October. Myself and my co-reviewer, The Core, every year we do videos talking about horror movies, horror TV shows, TV specials, whatever, ties in with the scary season. So late October, we're not going to say what we're going to talk about yet, it's just going to drop. So check back, late October, Brand X Reviews.
To deny reality, to insist that there was no conspiracy, wouldn't that make you a nut?
Well, it makes the buff a nut.